Universal design, creating accessible environments for all. Universal design, UD, is a design philosophy that prioritizes inclusive usability for people of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds. Rather than creating separate solutions for specific disabilities, UD seeks to integrate accessibility seamlessly into the fabric of architecture, urban spaces, and interior environments. It recognizes that human diversity, physical, sensory, and cognitive, demands flexible and thoughtful design solutions that allow everyone to navigate and use spaces independently and safely. At its core, UD is about removing barriers before they exist. For the blind and visually impaired community, this is especially critical. Environments must communicate spatial information through tactile, auditory, and ergonomic cues, rather than relying solely on vision. This approach goes beyond compliance with legal accessibility standards. It embodies functional and social equity, ensuring that all individuals can participate fully in daily life. Universal design in architecture. In architecture, UD involves designing buildings and structures that are intuitive, navigable, and safe for everyone. For the blind and visually impaired, key considerations include tactile pathways and flooring cues, textured surfaces, tactile tiles, and detectable warnings at edges, such as stairs, ramps, or platform edges, provide essential orientation cues. These tactile indicators must be consistent, durable, and easily distinguishable underfoot or with a cane. Wayfinding systems. Buildings should integrate multi-sensory wayfinding, including tactile maps at entry points, braille signage, and audible alerts for elevators or crossings. For instance, elevator panels with braille and raised numerals allow independent navigation. Lighting and contrast. Although lighting primarily benefits partially sighted individuals, the principle of contrast enhancement, differentiating floors, walls, and key fixtures, supports mobility and safety. Materials and colors should be selected to create visual cues without causing glare or confusion. Accessible entryways and pathways. Entrances, corridors, and doorways must accommodate assistive devices such as canes, guide dogs, or wheelchairs. Thresholds should be flush or gently sloped, and door handles and controls should be tactilely distinct. Spatial organization. Layouts should minimize clutter, dead ends, and abrupt changes in direction. Clear sightlines, even in low-vision contexts, and predictable patterns of movement help orient users and reduce disorientation. Universal design in urban planning. Urban spaces, including streetscapes, parks, and transportation hubs, are critical arenas where UD can enhance community participation and independence for visually impaired citizens. Key strategies include pedestrian pathways. Smooth, continuous surfaces with detectable edges allow safe ambulation. Incorporating tactile paving at crossings and intersections ensures that blind pedestrians can detect hazards and maintain orientation. Public transit access. Bus stops, train stations, and tram platforms must include braille signage, tactile boarding edges, audible alerts, and consistent spatial layouts. Real-time auditory announcements can significantly improve safety and independence for visually impaired commuters. Street furniture and obstacle management. Urban design should ensure that objects such as benches, planters, or signage do not obstruct travel paths. Strategic placement and standardized heights reduce collisions and injuries. Crossing and traffic signals. Accessible urban design incorporates audible pedestrian signals and vibration-based cues for crosswalks, allowing safe navigation without relying solely on visual cues. Wayfinding and orientation in public spaces. Urban planners can use a combination of tactile, auditory, and high-contrast visual cues to create mental maps of city layouts, enabling users to navigate independently across complex environments. Universal design in interior design. Interior environments, from homes to workplaces, benefit immensely from UD principles. For blind and visually impaired individuals, functionalism and tactile feedback are central. Furniture layout and clear pathways. Interiors should prioritize uncluttered layouts with consistent spacing, allowing users to navigate safely by touch. Rounded edges on furniture reduce injury risk, while consistent placement of items creates spatial predictability. Tactile surfaces and differentiated materials. Flooring transitions, textured walls, and raised patterns on surfaces signal directional cues and help identify specific zones, such as bathrooms, kitchens, or staircases. Lighting for low vision. Adjustable and indirect lighting enhances visibility for partially sighted individuals without causing glare. Contrasts between walls, floors, and key functional elements like switches and handles help in locating objects quickly. Smart assistive technologies, integration of voice-activated controls, haptic feedback devices, and intelligent wayfinding systems in interior design reinforces independence and safety. For example, voice-responsive door locks and automated appliances reduce reliance on sighted assistants. Signage and information access, braille, raised symbols, and audible prompts in shared spaces such as office buildings, hotels, and healthcare facilities ensure that visually impaired individuals can access critical information autonomously. Mobility and accessibility. For the blind and visually impaired, mobility is inseparable from accessibility. UD seeks to remove reliance on sight by integrating multi-sensory feedback into the environment. Techniques include orientation and mobility, O&M, principles, incorporating O&M best practices in architecture, urban planning, and interiors ensures that spatial cues align with learned navigation techniques. Consistency in layout and design. Repetition of spatial patterns, floor textures, and fixture placement across different buildings or urban zones reduces cognitive load and enables users to transfer navigation skills from one environment to another. Integration of assistive devices. Design should accommodate canes, guide dogs, or wearable navigation technology. This includes providing tactile markers, guide rails, and unobstructed movement zones. Safety mechanisms. Emergency egress routes, fire alarms, and evacuation procedures must include auditory and tactile cues, ensuring blind and visually impaired individuals can respond quickly in emergencies. Utilitarian functionalism. UD is not merely aesthetic. It embodies utilitarian functionalism, designing for maximum practical utility while remaining inclusive. For visually impaired users, this means efficiency of movement. Clear and predictable spatial arrangements minimize time spent navigating and reduce physical and cognitive strain. Ergonomic considerations. Handles, switches, and operational controls must be easily identifiable by touch and comfortably reachable. Multi-sensory redundancy. Environmental cues should be redundant across tactile, auditory, and visual channels, ensuring accessibility even if one sensory input is unavailable. Durability and maintenance. Materials and design features should withstand wear while retaining tactile clarity and usability over time. Conclusion. Universal design in architecture, urban planning, and interior environments is a commitment to equity and independence. For the blind and visually impaired community, UD transforms daily life by providing spaces that are safe, navigable, and functionally intuitive. It integrates tactile cues, auditory signals, and spatial logic into the environment, allowing individuals to navigate complex spaces confidently and autonomously. Beyond compliance, UD embodies social inclusivity, recognizing that accessibility benefits everyone: older adults, children, people with temporary injuries, and even those carrying heavy loads. By centering mobility, usability, and functionalism in design, UD is not an add-on or retrofit. It is a philosophy of anticipating human diversity, creating spaces that are flexible, safe, and empowering. In doing so, cities, buildings, and interiors become more than structures. They become environments where all individuals can engage fully, independently, and with dignity. International Day of Persons with Disabilities, Wednesday, 3rd of December, 2025. Every year, 3rd of December is officially recognized by the United Nations as the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. It has been observed globally since its proclamation in 1992 under UN General Assembly Resolution 4730. The day promotes understanding of disability issues, supports the dignity, rights, and well-being of persons with disabilities, and raises awareness of the importance of inclusion in all spheres of life: political, social, economic, and cultural.
forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.